holy moly do I wish my Shaak Ti clones were this frickin' good. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. I know we've had a little bit of a hiatus, YouTube, and I'm very sorry about that, my wonderful tribe, but we are back once again with the Renegade Master going very, very bold so you don't have to. Let's get galactically challenged. Roll the intro.
So give it up.
My dead body.
Okay, on this particular Galactic Challenge on Camino, featuring Shaak Ti, who is thicker than a snicker, we've got a global modifier called Basic Training. The clones are going back to Camino to do their basic training with Lady Shaak Ti. Essentially, morale gets going when you do stuff and it increases crit damage, max health, potency, and all this business. We have got the pinpoint modifier for our rebel fighters. Funny thing, rebel fighters, you can't use Mon Mothma. It's gotta be Saw Gerrera. Now, my Saw Gerrera is gear 12 and I still managed to get it done, so you can too, provided, you know, he's gear 12. It's okay, this pinpoint thing essentially means we can reduce an enemy's max health by 2% whenever they take damage from a rebel fighter, and we get a lot of mass assists when we attack the character with pinpoint. It's quite nice, it's quite nice. Whenever we defeat the enemy with pinpoint, we also gain a bonus turn, which helps us sort of TM roll the enemy, and that's kind of where the secret lies to this. The enemy does have a rather annoying staunch reprisal. It's kind of like the baby version of the Padme modifier. What is it? Steadfast Retribution, that just reflects all your damage back at you. This one isn't quite so bad, quite survivable, and kind of works well with Saw Gerrera, so it's not terrible, don't worry too much about it. So we need to win with all rebel fighters. Again, Mon Mothma is a rebel, not a rebel fighter, so you can't use her to get this feat done. We need to win with no tanks, and we need to win with a Lightside, Darkside. I'm going to go over this. One team for the rebel fighters with no tanks, and then a couple of teams then to show you how to get that Lightside, Darkside business done without too many issues or any GLs. Let's get into this. Okay, so the team is obviously Saw Gerrera lead. I'm using Captain Rex, I'm using Karl Katarn, I'm using Hoth Rebel Scout, he's only gear 12, and I'm using Cassian Andor. Now you want to use your first hit over there on 5s. Now if Shaak Ti uses that special ability to cleanse and pass the turn over to Echo, just restart. If you lose a unit, restart. It's simple as that, guys. Now my Saw Gerrera is only gear 12, and so is my Hoth Rebel Scout. But it's still doable with them. Obviously, Rex is R7 and Cassian's R8 and what's his face? Karl Katarn is like Relic 5 or something, but it doesn't matter. See, every time she uses that special, just back out because there's no point. Like, in my experience, it's not worth it. Don't bother trying to get that to stabilize. If you lose a unit, it's going to be an uphill struggle for you. So what I tend to do is just wait, always go for 5s out of the gate because you want to try and get that pinpoint on him. Remember, enemies that we attack that have got pinpoint will cause us to mass assist with our rebel fighters and we will reduce the enemy's max health. So that blue target over there, that is pinpoint. So they've gone ahead and they've killed us once again and I'm just like, oh, for goodness sake, Shaky Jake, cut me some slack here. And Shaak Ti is like, no, there is no slack for you. You are slacker. Where's my coffee? There it is. And eventually, I believe, we do manage to actually survive. They went after Captain Rex there, and he's chonky. So I was able to get that pinpoint over on 5s. I throw out the thermal detonators. Then we use the second special from Captain Rex. That puts out AoE days. And you just use all your specials on 5. Hopefully, Hoth Rebel Scout is going to be gaining bonus TM for us using that basic. Remember, we kill the enemy with pinpoint, we're taking a bonus turn. Booyah, Rex is completely gone. You want to try and mod for, obviously, for a lot of damage, a bit of speed on your characters, but once you've taken out Rex and 5s, it becomes a heck of a lot easier. Obviously, Captain Rex's AoE, putting that AoE days out with tenacity down, is hugely important. It'll stop Shaak Ti from gaining TM and then just cleansing all of those debuffs off. But you can see it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy once you get that opener. That's all it takes is a decent opener where your characters all survive. You focus down 5s, then you focus down Rex, then you kill all the clones, leave Shaak Ti to last, and you tell it adios. Dale, en serio. Not too bad, and that'll get you basically full rebel fighters. It'll get you the no tanks. It'll get you the other stuff that we need to do. Yeah. So now all we need to do is get Lightside, Darkside surviving. Now, I personally like to use Bad Batch, and then you can just throw in Wat Tambor here. Obviously, you drop out Omega because she sucks, but I thought facing clones with clones would be a good way to get this done. You know, it kind of rhymes, just like George Lucas says. So here I'm going to place the weapons tech over on Bad Batch Echo. That will give him a little bit of a boost of speed after Shaak Ti takes her first turn because she's literally faster than the speed of light. We can then dispel all those buffs. Again, AoE days, that is the cinching thingy for the, I don't know, that is the linchpin of this. We want to stop the enemy from gaining TM. Once you've got that AoE days down, I like to just focus exclusively on Shaak Ti and kill her because basically she insulted my family and I didn't take too kindly to that, so this means war. Obviously, Wrecker can go ahead and get an AoE stun out, make sure that he's got those 10 stacks of his, whatever his blue buff is, where he's really angry. And we just roll with it from there. Just roll with it from there. Obviously, you can choose to get that triple stacks of translation up from tech, but honestly, you don't really need it because the enemy spends most of the time stunned. And even in this instance, I believe we actually trigger the sacrifice from 5s. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Look, he's sacrificed. The enemy is still yet to do anything. We've all got full health and they're just dying of sadness at this point. So this will give us obviously a full team of Lightside with one Darkside character in there, which will fulfill that requirement, but it's not the only team that you can use. If you don't happen to have Bad Batch, I've got another team for you that doesn't use a GL. If you've got GLs, just use your GLs, guys. Use your GLs. Mix up those Lightside, Darkside, and you have a good time. So one last team before we wrap this up. And that final team is going to be Jedi featuring Malak. So I'm going with the Jedi Knight Luke team. We're taking in our own Shaak Ti, hoping she'll be just as fast. Turns out she isn't. Hoda and Malak. Malak is there because he's incredibly annoying and can basically solo Shaak Ti clones under a normal scenario. Again, I want to focus exclusively on Shaak Ti because there can only be one Togruta and my Shaak Ti is going to be the one that survives. Once Malak actually gets to his life drain, because of the way that this modifier works, he'll actually back-to-back life drain, which is huge. I like the fact as well that between Luke and Shaak Ti, we have 2 versions of Dispel on a basic, with calls to assist and lots of survivability. So again, focus down Shaak Ti, wait for Malak to actually have a wonderful bonus turn. We can also force the taunt on him with Shaak Ti, which I thought was quite cute. But it does give him that crit hit immunity, which means, you know, he's not going to be crit, and if he doesn't get crit, he's not going to place fear on the enemy. Fortunately, they also have quite a lot of dispels, so that fear controls them. He'll do one sucky sucky, Shaak Ti dies, he triggers another sucky sucky, goes after 5s. Hey, that rhymes. And from here, it's really not so bad, because the enemy is almost always hitting Malak and almost always triggering that fear on themselves. We've got lots of bonus turns, we've slowed down the enemy teams to an absolute crawl. We've just got a lot of damage output. It's a good team, it's very reliable, it's rather juicy, and once again, it will get you that light side, dark side mixed thingy feat. Hey! It's Monday morning, guys. Cut me some slack. It's been a long week already, and I don't know how I'm going to survive the rest of it, truth be told. But I will survive the rest of it if you just hit that like button and maybe consider subscribing to your boy Scribe, because, you know, why not? I mean, you've already made it this far into the video. You might as well like it. Leave me a little comment down below to say, hey, Scribble, shut up and let me enjoy the video. I'm like, no, that's not how we do things around here. Alrighty, Rude. That will be all of the feats done and dusted. Piece of cake. Don't you think, actually, it was a little bit frustrating? Let's hope that you don't have Shaak Ti constantly killing all of your rebel fighters before you get a turn. Peace out, guys, and may the Force be with you.